Hey readers, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing Bride of Ashes by Alaya Wells. Now, this book was amazing in every aspect and I want to dig in. So this is a romance fantasy, or what we call romantasy book, and it has 584 pages roughly. I read it in 2 days, well, 2 nights, because everyone knows once I put my son down, I pick up the books and I read, specifically on my Kindle. And I enjoyed this story. It had so many plots, so many twists, so many secrets, and I loved it. So first of all, what is this book about? Okay, let me tell y'all. So this book is basically about an arranged marriage between the FMC Rayla and a king of a court named Merrick. Now, both of these people are fays. However, Rayla is of high nobility fae, and she was to be married to Merrick under an arranged marriage. Now, this is where the story starts to pick up. So obviously Rayla decides to go ahead with the marriage. She did sign up for it. She was a willing bride because she did it for her people and to save themselves and her people from an invasion of another court, another fae continent, I guess you can say. And she did it for her people. And of course, Merrick decided to help and send troops. However, he asked for a bride. Now, once she gets aboard the ship to take her to this land, well, she figures out that she has a lot of love interests. I felt like it was a diamond. It wasn't even a triangle. It was a diamond. And it kind of felt like she liked the king, Merrick, once she met him, which was a while. But then she also liked his bodyguard. It kind of reminds me of Whitney Houston's The Bodyguard. But she liked Merrick. However, she liked the bodyguard named Lore, or his name is Laurent, but she calls him Lore. And she's also in mourning for her first love. And it felt like a diamond, because this is her, this is Laurent, this is Merrick, and then this is her dead lover. And I don't know, girl, she was all kinds of chaos. She was everywhere. And I felt that in the beginning. I was like, girl, you playing too much. Like, what is you doing? But we're not gonna judge. We listen and we don't judge. But I was a little judgy in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. The story takes a huge turn once she gets to the king's land, which is called Evergorn. And yeah, there's a lot of secrets. There's a lot of kept things. The people seem strange to certain words such as curse. They can't remember what happened. They can't remember much of what is revolving around a curse around Evergorn. And so yeah, she is trying to figure out what is everybody hiding and what is the king's secret. And boy, it threw me for a loop. And throughout the story, yeah, there's a lot of intense scene. It's very spicy. They go to first base, second base, and third base, but don't go home. They don't go home. But I found myself taking a little bit more cold showers. But nonetheless, it has been and it is a good story and series. This book is also part of a bigger series. Now, I've read the second book. However, I'm not going to discuss the contents of the second book. However, the third book is set to release September 1st, and so I'm going to be reading it as well. If you guys want me to do a spoiler review for those other books, I can. Let me know in the comments. But it was juicy. It was very juicy. And also there is just this mother-in-law that I just want to choke out. I couldn't stand her. I tried to be like, okay. And Rayla, the FMC, was just like, okay, I'm gonna be the bigger person. I'm the queen now. But man, this lady didn't let up. She didn't let up. She was just kind of like, I'm the queen and I still rule here and people bow to me still. And she was a monster-in-law. Like, oh my god. But then I felt bad after the second book, so. But yeah, so this book is basically about curses within the castle and curses within the king, and Rayla is just trying to figure everything out, and through it she finds out a lot, and there's a lot of betrayal, and at the end of this book it threw me for a curveball. I should have seen it coming. I didn't even think about it, but Alaya Wells, you did pretty good, mama. You did pretty good with that one, because I was thrown for a loop. I was shocked. So what did I like about this book? I really love the fact that the world building is great. Alaya does really well in describing Rayla, her environment, the castle where she's now residing in. I love the fact that she took the time to introduce nobility within the court. She's like, okay, there's lesser fae, there's higher fae, high fae, obviously. But I love the fact that she included how much like there was disgust within the court, and how much the higher fae loathed the lesser fae, even though the lesser fae are more than giving and they serve the court. And I really like the whole morally gray situation, because here I am judging Rayla for loving 3 people. I mean, one is dead, but the other 2, and she can't decide who to love more or who to go with, but she's married to one of them, so she doesn't really have a choice. But I love the internal conflict within Rayla's mind. I found that to be interesting. I never would find myself in a situation like that. However, I felt like, girl, you got to decide who is it, the bad boy Laurent, or is it the good guy Merrick? Like, who is it going to be? It's like she was attracted to the good and the noble and the king and everything great about him, and then she was also attracted to the dark side. She was attracted to Laurent, and she was attracted to his bad boy behavior and how he commands and just his power and all the darkness in him. My emotional take on this book is a little deep. I find that, yes, Laurent is the bodyguard. However, he feels like he doesn't deserve love. And I feel that Rayla helped him discover that he is worthy of love. Even with the scars on his face, his body is scarred. So I found that he is worthy of love. No matter how you look or how you present yourself, you are worthy of love. And even if you are, not such a happy-go-lucky person, and let's say you're a little moody, or you're not feeling like yourself, you're still deserving of love. He felt that he wasn't perfect enough, and he wasn't as perfect as Merrick, and he could never reach the depths of Merrick, the king. And he felt that he wasn't worthy of her, of Rayla, or worthy of anybody getting to know him, the real him. And that touched my heart, because my mom heart wanted to hug him and tell him it's gonna be okay. And he just saw himself as this ugly beast, as someone who's just not worthy. Also, I think that Rayla had a lot of, even though I did judge her a little bit, but I did feel that she thinks that she cannot love anymore. Like, she couldn't love anybody else, because she felt tied to her first love and her beloved that she lost. She felt that life ended when her beloved died, and I felt that she was a strong female character. She knew how to fight, she knew how to ride dragons, and she has so much discipline with her training. However, she felt that she wasn't deserving of love either. I mean, I don't like to think about these things, but I told my husband, like, if he was to ever pass away in the future when we're old and, senile, I would not love or not be open to love after he passes. A, because I don't want to deal with having to rebuild a relationship. 2, he's it for me. He's my soulmate, and I can't see myself without him. And I think that those are deep thoughts that you think at night when everybody is sleeping. And I don't know, I can't see myself in a world without my husband. He's my rock. He's everything to me. So I can only imagine what Rayla was going through and thinking. And I feel that Rayla describes her grief very well, because she's over here like, yeah, I'm enjoying my time with these two, but what would my beloved think of me today? Would he be happy that I'm moving on? I mean, for her, it was a couple of months that she lost her beloved. So she felt conflicted. She's like, do I move on? I can't move on. And she's holding on to certain things that he did with her. And obviously he gifted her many things and she kept those things. However, I did find that Merrick's approach to it and also Laurent's approach to it was very sweet. They were kind of like, we want to get to know this person too. This person was special to you. And I don't know, it got sentimental for a minute. Not enough for me to make me cry, but it just kind of makes you think a little, and it makes you think about the future and, what would happen if something like that happened to you. So I did love the fact that Alaya Wells kept that grief and kept that questioning behind Rayla's thoughts, because we don't know, well, I don't know because I haven't experienced it, but we don't know what it feels like to lose a spouse or a partner. I think that emotionally connected with me and made me empathize with Rayla. And I'm like, girl, have some fun. It's okay. It's okay to mourn, have some fun, but don't mourn too much. I don't know if that makes sense. My rating for this book is 5 stars. I loved it. I loved it from beginning. I loved it to the end. The end of the first book it left at a cliffhanger, and there was a big secret that Rayla found out about Merrick and Laurent, and that turned everything upside down for me, because I should have seen it coming. I should have seen the curveball, but I swang and missed because I wasn't expecting it. However, I knew something was up. It was just, I didn't know how deep it went. I gave this book a 5-star. It had the romance building. I mean, it was very morally gray romance, because she's essentially, basically, sort of kind of cheating on her husband with this other man. And I don't want to spoil the book at all, but that's what it felt like in the beginning for me. And she's cheating on her husband, her now husband, her arranged husband, but she likes her husband. So it's not like she doesn't like him or detest him. She likes him. She learns to, slowly but surely love. She can't say the word love because she's still hung up on her dead beloved. And I found this book to be interesting. It kept me intrigued, so much so that I jumped onto the second book immediately after. And that book had a lot of twists and turns and a lot to uncover. So I give this book a 5-star. I think and I hope I give this whole series a 5-star, because it kept me turning pages every single time. So do I think this book deserves to be read? Absolutely. I think this book is full of secrets. I feel like it's suspenseful because you don't know what secrets are going to be uncovered. And I love the fact that it was just a morally gray love triangle. I felt like I was immersed in it, if you know what I mean. So I loved it. I recommend it. I love the romance of it. There's not much else I can say about this book other than Alaya Wells, you did a great job. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to support my channel and keep supporting my content and keep me going with reviews and content. I appreciate every single view, and I appreciate everyone who comes to my channel and says hello and is encouraging. So from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and see you next time.